Occam's protocol. This is a ridiculous experiment that author Tim Ferriss did a few years ago. And basically, he grew 15 kilos of muscle mass in 4 weeks without any anabolic steroids, or at least that's what he says. He does give a step-by-step guide, roughly, that you can follow. But so far, from what I've researched, no one can really get to that 15 kilos gained within 4 weeks mark, just as he did. Tim's workout in the Occam's protocol itself is incredibly different as well. Essentially, he works out 30 minutes per week, two 15-minute workouts across 2 days. And you actually only do 2 exercises. So for this to work, it would be, I guess, something completely out of the blue. It would be something that really isn't conventional research and wisdom in this sort of field. But I'd love to see it work, because how easy and how simple it is compared to all the basic and core bodybuilding ideas out there. So I thought, well, how good actually is this protocol? What can it actually provide? Is there any merit in using it? Is it actually better than traditional bodybuilding methods? And so the best way to figure that out is to do that myself and see how we go. So I've taken pictures of myself in the past couple of days, and as you can see, pretty average. I'm certainly not highly muscular, not a high lean body mass index, nor am I highly overweight either. So I guess quite an average build at the moment, and I have been bodybuilding on and off for the past few years, but clearly not seriously enough. So now it is time that I took a program to its limit, and I want to do the Occam's protocol to a T, plus I also want to add in a few different elements to it to try and boost testosterone naturally, which is why overall I'm going to be calling this a testosterone sort of diet, or a testosterone protocol, because I'm combining elements of the Occam's protocol with a few things to try and boost testosterone, including things like cold showers, ice baths. There's a few tips and tricks that I've found for testosterone to do it naturally. So the whole premise here is to do this without anabolic steroids, of course, and without any serious supplements. So the main supplements that I'm going to be using is just creatine and whey protein powder. And I'm sure most bodybuilders, even if you're just casually looking to gain muscle, you've dabbled in creatine and protein before. So I want to prove that this can work for someone that's only willing to do those couple of things. Now, Tim says that normal good gains on the Occam's protocol is about 2.5 pounds, or about 1.1 kilos per week or above. And that's of muscle mass as well. In conjunction with this, you're not actually meant to be gaining any body fat. So to gain all of this muscle and to gain no body fat, or at least very, very minimal body fat, it does seem to fly in the face of a lot of scientific literature and research over the past few years, especially one of my favourite books, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Mike Matthews. It seems to refute a lot of the things that Mike says in that book, although Mike's research is backed up by a lot of peer-reviewed articles and case studies by researchers. So it will be very interesting to see if what Mike writes about, you might actually be able to get away with doing something slightly different, and you might be able to actually grow muscle even faster. So that's why I'm going to do this experiment, the Occam's protocol. Now, basically, it follows what Tim calls the slow carb diet, which is actually a very easy diet to follow, which is why this is really exciting for me to try and put together and try and make it happen. In addition to the slow carb diet, you want to actually add a little bit of good carbohydrates like quinoa or brown rice, for example. And you basically want to eat as much as possible. Now, Tim says to not bother about calories, just eat as much as possible of the approved foods, because in Tim's opinion, a calorie is not a calorie, meaning that counting calories isn't the same for every food. Whereas, for example, Mike says that calories is the same for every food as long as you're actually measuring it correctly. So again, this flies in the face of a little bit of conventional wisdom or conventional research. So it will be very interesting to see what happens. Now, for me personally, I'm going to be doing it as professionally as I possibly can. So I'm going to be counting calories on this diet as well and making sure I hit an exact total that I've set myself and accelerating that total as I go. So it's going to be very interesting results. I can't wait to get into it. I've actually already done day one today, and it was a very strenuous workout, a very different workout. So I'll report back and I'll let you know how it goes, and let's see how the Occam's protocol works.